Got a little bit different call for you today. On the call with me, as you can see, is Mark Anderson, our longtime overseer of all of our rehabs in 7 cities. He's with me today in Memphis, Tennessee. If you were with me last week, we were part 1 of a 2-part series, and this is part 2. So we're about to go inside and take a look at this house in Bartlett, Tennessee. We'll tell you a little bit about it here and some of the numbers, and Mark will take us inside. And we're hoping our connection stays good all the way through the whole call here. And if it doesn't, or even if it does, we're still going to immediately upon finishing this live call, there'll be two videos up on our Facebook group page, the REI Facebook group page, about rehabs, both of them about 5 minutes long. And Mark will kind of lead you through these 2 videos that we're talking about rehab. So the last couple of weeks, we've been trying to really drill down and talk about renovations and what we do here in Memphis, how we do 700, 800, 900 rehabs a year. The one we're going to talk about today, and Mark's going to show us, is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage located in Bartlett, Tennessee. It's built in 1970. It has 1,537 square feet. It's already been sold to one of our investors for $190,000 and will close towards the end of this month. It'll rent for $1,400 to $1,450. We just completed the rehab in the last week or so. Mark will take you through and start with the curb appeal and the signs that we have in the yard, and we're gonna kind of go through the whole process here of when we renovate a house. Mark, how long did it take us to renovate this house? And I may be putting you on the spot here. Do you have that data with you?
Yeah, it took us 51 days. It was a $47,000 rehab budget, which is a little higher than normal, but it took us 51 days.
Yeah, it is a little bit higher than we know. Our typical rehab is in the low 40s, Mark. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sir. 40,500.
So we spent a little bit more on this house. And if you guys were with us last week, you'll recall that we started talking from the outside about the curb appeal. And Mark's going to talk to you about it from the house numbers to the mailbox, to the landscaping, to the yard, to the grass growing up between the cracks, and to no weeds in the flower beds, et cetera, et cetera. So, Mark, we think this is going to work. Facebook Live, as you walk us through this house, if we happen to lose connection with you, we'll keep on going here. I'll keep on talking and you can reconnect, step back outside and reconnect. But we tested this yesterday. It should work. So why don't you take it and start kind of leading us through the tour of this house?
All right, I'm going to switch the camera around here. Start with a street view. It's a really nice street. We have a lot of properties in this area. It's, again, a well-maintained street. And when we talk about curb appeal, we want it to be amazing. And it really starts at the street. Again, this is the first thing people notice when they pull up to a house. If the curb appeal is right, they're immediately going to want to see what's inside. So starts with the curb, clean curb, brand new mailbox stand, freshly painted. We have our 3 rental signs in the yard. I'll walk a little over to them so you can see them better. They're nice and clean, nice and lined up well. Grass is cut. We got new bushes. This house had some overgrown holly trees against the house that we removed. So we came back with a new flower bed. Over here on the garage, we did a new door. We did a new garage motor as well. Everything is freshly painted. New address numbers up here. So we walked through. This gate was already here. We painted it, kept it.
Mark, what's that sign?
Sir.
What's that sign there by the front gate?
This is a security sign. We put these at all of our houses. We're always trying to stay one step ahead of the bad guys. It's a theft deterrent. We put gate locks on our gates, security signs up. Certain areas we'll cage the air conditioner. Again, always trying to stay one step ahead of the bad guys because they're out there. So walk into the door. And we come into the house. And the first thing that you notice when you walk in this house is the smell. It smells fantastic. And we've come a long way, because one of the reasons the budget was so high here was that we call this a cat piss house. And again, excuse my French, but there are cats that lived here, flea treatments, and we had to remove a lot of sheetrock, kills everything, get that smell out of here. Again, not smelling cats.
Hey, Mark.
Know it.
Mark.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all, you're froze up here. We're locked up in the hallway here. We can't see anything.
All right, can you hear me?
We can hear you really good, but we can't, we're seeing the same picture here for the last 30 or 45 seconds in the hallway there, so.
All right, am I back?
Nope.
Back outside now. Still no?
Nope. Nope, still nothing.
Let me step out back in front again. All right, I'm back outside.
Yeah, we don't have you at all.
Oh man, you're missing a show. It's beautiful over here.
So why don't you go ahead and cut off there and probably try to reconnect again, all right?
All right.
And so in the meantime, we'll talk about what we do on these renovations. You saw a little bit from Mark about, and we apologize. We anticipated this might happen on trying to do a Facebook Live at a house and go inside a house. So again, we have a couple of videos right behind this, and I think some of them is this house. But as Mark was talking to you about, we put a preventative alarm sign in the yard to try to keep the bad guys out, and as we're renting the house, and in some cases we do have alarms in the houses and additional security things that we do to protect and prevent anything from happening at the house. But when we spend $47,000 on a house, it's a lot of money, and this house took about, I think he said about 60 days to do, which is pretty good to get a $47,000 rehab done in 60 days. So just about everything in the house is brand new. Roof, heating and air. I'm relatively sure that everything is new. We had a home inspection on this house. It came out really, really good. Had a couple of things that we needed to fix in there that were just minor. Our rehab team did a really good job on doing that rehab. So, Mark, are you there?
Yeah, I switched to my iPad. Can you hear me?
Yeah. All right. So you're back in the house here, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So go ahead. I'll continue on.
All right, so walking in the front door into the living room, again, I was saying the first thing you notice is the smell. It smells great. Not sure exactly where I cut out, but this house had a bad cat urine smell to it. We had to do 5 different flea treatments in here, and we removed a lot of sheetrock, kills everything, made it look great. Now it smells wonderful. So the smell is gone, and the house is very clean. So that's also one of the first things people notice is the cleanliness of a house. It's one of the main things that people are looking for. We take it to an extreme. We are over the top about cleanliness. We talk about passing the white glove test. So anytime you touch a surface, it should be clean. It should be spotless. And then we have that here at this house. It definitely helps it rent faster. So I'm in the kitchen now if you got any questions, Kent.
Oh, that looks really good. I see we got the new floors in. We painted the cabinets, countertops, the new ice maker and refrigerator connection there, and the appliances are all in there with the exception of is the stove in there, Mark?
No, we don't do stoves in Memphis. There's only certain markets that we do stoves in, but Memphis is not one of them. So we did a new dishwasher, like you said, a new connection for the fridge, and we do a new vent-a-hood, but the stove is going to be the resident's responsibility.
All right, and the main reason why we don't do appliances in our houses, and we used to do them prior, and it just became too big of an expense on the property management side for owners. So the residents bring their own stoves and refrigerator and washer and dryer. From time to time, we'll give them a credit to help them get those things. But 99% of our houses have no washer and dryer, refrigerator, or stove, and the resident brings those with them. Go ahead, Mark.
So here's the laundry room, as you were talking about the washer and dryer. So we painted the cabinets in here, put some new hardware on them. We installed a new washer box with a P-trap. There's our past plumbing permit final sticker. Show we're doing our permits out here. We got new flooring as well in there.
Very nice, Mark. Looks good.
So I'll make my way to the hall bathroom. So in here, what we did was a new faucet with supply lines and P-trap, a new mirror, everybody. We did a new toilet. We kept the existing tub, but we did do a new shower surround. We replaced the old 3-handle shower valve with a single handle shower valve.
So
New
Mark,
shower-
back on that tub right there, what do we do to it? Might explain to our listeners, what do we do to that tub to make it look like new, like that one does?
We refinished it, so it's a lot less expensive and also a lot quicker to just refinish a tub. These tubs are made of steel and they'll last forever as long as you maintain them. And so again, you can bring a tub all the way back to life just by refinishing it.
Mark, what type of flooring do we have throughout this house?
So this is called vinyl plank. We switched to this, I think, about 3 years ago. One of the main reasons we did it was to help the investors save money on move-outs. We found that we were cleaning a lot of carpet, replacing a lot of carpet on our move-outs. So we were always looking out for our investors and say, what can we do? And so we switched to a vinyl plank flooring. It's actually more expensive for us on the rehab side than carpet, but it saves the investor money in the long run. Now, what we did do, though, is we continue to put carpet in our bedrooms. We found that residents did prefer carpet in the bedrooms, so we still do that, bedrooms only. If a house has hardwood floors, we'll refinish those and keep them.
Mark, is all that carpet there, is that all new?
It's all new.
Okay. And while we were off the air, I was talking about the heating and air and the roof while you were reconnecting there. Is that all new in that house?
Yeah, we did a new roof here. We also did new HVAC, which is the furnace and the air conditioner. So here's the furnace.
Okay, very good.
There's the furnace. I showed you the permit sticker on the window a second ago. The air conditioner is on the side of the house. Water heater is brand new. It's in the attic if you want me to go up there.
Fire extinguishers and smoke detectors in there?
Yes, sir. Here's one of the smoke detectors, doorbell, and here's a CO detector. We got to put CO detectors in our house as well. There should be a fire extinguisher under the kitchen sink. It better be there. I haven't looked yet. Yes, sir. There it is.
Okay.
We always mount it under the sink.
Woo, dodge that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
I'll step out in the backyard. So we kept all the existing fencing here. Even this fencing here, the new wood fence, it was already here when we bought the house. So we really didn't do any fence work here, but we always want to make sure we have a fenced in yard. Residents certainly prefer that, especially if they have pets.
So you have a nice patio out there, right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Did we do that drainage where we got all the drain pipes pushing all that rainwater away from the house?
Yes, sir.
That's good.
So we kept the existing gutters, and that was one of the things on the home inspection. There was a couple of spots where the seams needed to be sealed. There was a spot of the gutter that was sloped incorrectly. So again, we talked last week about the importance of home inspections. I grade every single one of them. I graded this one a 4,
which is good, but it's like getting a B. So there's certainly room for improvement. There was nothing major on it, but the gutters were one of the things that the inspector pointed out.
Very nice. Did we see both bathrooms in here?
I have not been to the master. I'll head there now.
This house, everything is on one floor, right?
Yes, sir.
One floor?
So on into the master. This one has a walk-in shower. Again, we did a new surround, new shower valve,
Good.
new toilet. It's got a single vanity here in the master. Again, it's all new faucet, new vanity combo, new mirror, new light fixture. Everything is new. So the only thing I see missing is a shower bar. One got by us. We're supposed to have shower bars. We had one in the hall bath, but we missed our master bath shower bars. So we'll get that in here. That could be the reason it's not written.
Where's our
Attention to
quality
detail.
control guy? Who is our quality control final walkthrough guy here on this one?
It's Jonathan, but Jonathan is out on paternity leave. He just had his first child last week. So he's actually due back tomorrow. So I'll get on him about it.
All right, Mark, what else about this house right here that might enlighten our listeners today?
Um,
So where's
What I would say-
where's the eating area for that kitchen at? Where's that at?
You have this dining room right here.
Right in there, okay,
Yeah, and I skipped over a front living room.
okay,
So
good.
big house, nice area.
You got
What I
blinds, you got window coverings and all the windows there, right?
Yes, sir. We do new blinds. We got blinds here, blinds on our door. And what I would say is we're trying to do the same cheeseburger in every city. So if you've seen one, you've almost seen them all. Same paint colors, same flooring, light fixtures, tile, etc. So whether this house is in Memphis or Dallas or Little Rock or wherever, it's going to look very, very similar when we're done with it.
Very good. All right, Mark, take us back out the front door and we'll go back outside for a minute.
All right.
That works a lot better when you did that on your iPad versus your phone there, by the way.
Yeah, my phone's AT&T and my iPad's Verizon, so that must have done it.
Big plug there for somebody. Mark, we got a question while you're standing out here in the front yard from one of our listeners wanting to know, the question was, how do you replace an entire roof versus patch the existing? Maybe it's why do you replace an entire roof versus patch the existing, or it could be either one of those, how or why. You want to answer that question?
Sure. Here in Memphis, we replace approximately 70% of the roofs on the houses that we buy, which is a lot. It's definitely a big ticket item. It's something that a lot of investors look for as a new roof because they don't want to incur a big ticket charge, several years into their ownership. So we change out a lot of roofs. We're looking for a roof. If we think it has 5 years or less of life expectancy, we're going to change it out. We're looking for things like missing shingles, granular loss, cupping, things like that. That'll dictate whether or not we're going to change out a roof. And when we change out a roof, we do not do layovers. We tear all of it off. We tear it down to the decking because typically there's going to be 1 or 2 sheets of bad decking that are going to need to be replaced too. So then we go back with, new felt paper, and then the shingles go on top of that. We're using an architectural shingle, 30-year, that we get a great deal from Home Depot on. So that's what we're doing on the roofs.
Mark, another question here. One of our listeners asking is, what is the material in this house that we use on the kitchen counters?
We use a Formica countertop.
Is that?
It's a pretty basic countertop. I mean, like we talked about last week, at the end of the day, these are rental properties. They are not, $1 million mansions or anything. So we're using an economical countertop. Again, it's Formica, but it looks good.
Very good. Yep. That's all new, right?
Yes, sir.
That sink new there, Mark? That stainless steel sink, is that new?
We actually kept the sink. This was
We
an
did?
existing sink that we reused. We did do a new faucet. And then underneath the sink with the plumbing, we did new P-trap, supply lines, angle stops. So all of that is new underneath the sink.
All right, Mark A., what else on this house?
That's it. I hope it looks good on camera. It looks good in person.
Oh, just hang on, I got another question. Is it standard to install cages around the AC units, or is it this case by case?
It's case by case. In the past, we used to do it on every single air conditioner, no matter where we were at. And we found over the years, because we actually track theft. Now, it certainly doesn't happen often. But like I talked about at the beginning, we're trying to stay one step ahead of the bad guys. So we track theft, and we've been doing it since, I think, 2011. So I've got data going back to 2011 showing me what zip codes we're seeing incidences in. And so there's still a handful of zip codes that will cage units, but we're doing that a lot less than we did in years past.
One of the things, thank you, Mark. I'll let you walk back out in the front. One of the things that we always strive for when we buy a house, sometimes we may buy the ugliest house on the street, and we want it when we get through. We want it to be, if not the best looking, one of the best looking houses on the street. So we'll let you guys be the judge of houses around it there that we look at. We're also trying to do it in a way that we can get the house rented quickly, and for a particular resident that may be wanting to live in this neighborhood or this school district or whatever. So this is a nice street. Curb appeal is good. The house looks good. Mark, any final thoughts on this house today?
No, appreciate everybody joining us. Hope you enjoyed it.
Well, very good. So we had a few questions, and again, we just want to thank everybody to remind you to like it, like the call, share the call, love the call. You have several different options on there. We appreciate it. Mark, part one series last week was one of the highest viewed shows that we've had on here, or live calls that we've had on here. So we got a lot of people, Mark, interested in what we're doing on rehabs. Today we have a lot of people on this call, and I'm sure after we put it up there, a lot more people will be looking at it, because a lot of good content here, a lot of good information. People pay a lot of money around our country to learn how to do rehabs, and you're getting it all free right here. So at least to our group members. Mark, so I appreciate you jumping on here. We'll load up a couple of videos here that you pre-recorded prior to this. There's a new AC unit on the side. Really nice house, Mark, and I appreciate you jumping on here, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay.